Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world, talking about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, we're continuing with the theme here of the draft. We're on to the third round, and that's Darien Porter out of Iowa State. Look, if you look at his just his production overall, it was kind of a weird pick, okay? He really only played corner for one season. He was a receiver before that. In 2023, he barely played on defense. And he played mostly special teams, but the special teams he played was very special. He did block 5 kicks in his career. He's just long, tall, he's quick, so he's fast. He's able to get into the kicking lanes and block kicks quite frequently. It's not a fluke when you do it 5 times. That's like skill and just your natural God-given talents. Now, this has been said, it's kind of a Pete Carroll type of pick, and he didn't really shy away from that. During the press conference after day 2 of the draft, if you guys saw that video, he kind of smirked and leaned into it like, yeah, you know, we've done it in the past. Tariq Woolen was very similar in body style and speed. And there's also Richard Sherman, who was a converted receiver to a corner at Stanford. And you kind of got both of those together with Darien Porter. I see Darien Porter just blossoming. He really didn't understand everything about the corner position, and he still had 3 picks this last season. Okay, so let's just be clear about what's going on here. This guy has special traits to him, and with the special coaching is going to get, I can see him really being something really special. All right, before we get to the video, I want to make sure everyone please to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It's an excellent way to support. It's absolutely free to do. And it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video, which, of course, I always do appreciate. All right, let's get to this interview.
Darien, this is Hondo Carpenter from SI. Congratulations on watching one of your dreams come true. You are a very physical, fast, with a great burst corner, but you've played the vast majority of your reps in zone. When you talk to the Raiders, did you talk to Patrick Graham, the DC? Would you talk about, you certainly have the skill set, about how easy of an adjustment it is to play more of a up close corner, more of a closer coverage?
Yeah, like at Iowa State, obviously we played a multitude of different defenses, but mostly zone. But we did sprinkle in a good amount of man coverage. So, you know, working with this staff and knowing what they've done in the past and the kind of defense they play, it doesn't scare me. It doesn't, I have no problem with going to a more man heavy scheme and being the press corner with my length and my speed and my physical ability.
Hi, Heidi Fang, Las Vegas Review Journal. I was just wondering, when you think about yourself and some of the intangibles that you bring to the game, what kind of character are the Raiders getting in you?
Yeah, so obviously you get a great athlete and a physical specimen, but you get a guy that works as hard as he can. He's had to work for everything. He
Bro, well, I don't mean to cut in here, but he said you're getting what did he say? A tremendous athlete and a physical specimen. Like, bro, I love this confidence, man. I'm already liking this dude.
played receiver in college. He switched to corner, and now is a draft pick. And it was never easy, but I worked for everything, and I worked my tail off to get here right now. So on top of everything, they're getting a hard worker and a guy who's going to do whatever it takes to succeed.
Darien, Sean Zattel, Vegas Sports Today. Obviously the Raiders made this pick in part because of your upside between your size and speed, but they also 2 of the 3 corners are gone from last year. How much do you think you can contribute in year 1?
I'm looking to contribute immediately.
That's right.
Obviously we'll have to work and earn that opportunity, but obviously with departing with 2 corners, it's exciting for me, to be put in this position to have that instant contribution on the defensive side. But I think I also can add a lot to special teams as well. I've done a lot of special teams and have done some pretty remarkable things in that aspect. So I'm looking to contribute in any possible way that I can.
Hi, Mark Anderson, AP. You mentioned having played receiver How much do you think that helps you as far as playing corner?
It's very helpful, especially pre-snap. Kind of getting a feel for the formation, where receivers are lining up, what their splits are, you know, is number one or number two on or off the ball. There's a lot of things that, from playing, having so much time dedicated to the other side of the ball that I have been able to bring over to the defensive side. And, it gives me a little bit of an advantage kind of knowing what the offense might be doing in certain formations or in any given down or something.
Darien, it's Hondo Carpenter again. You play so physically. Does it help you that you're not a guy who's penalized because you played receiver, you played those other spots, so you know how to use your body? Is that why you're so effective with your physicality?
I think that's certainly a part of it. Obviously, you know, like you said, playing the offensive side of the ball, you understand what's a penalty and what's not. But I've had great coaching over the years and couple seasons, and you know, we try to play as technical and as clean as possible. So, that's kind of just been drilled in me from the beginning. So, I give big credit to my coach, Coach Poteet, as well too for that.
Hi, Levi Damien from USA Today. So classically, Pete Carroll is known for liking big corners, such as yourself. For that reason, did you kind of think maybe you'd be on the Raiders' radar, and do you see yourself as being a fit in, Pete Carroll's style of defense?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to get to work. Just seeing what he's done with someone like Richard Sherman, and seeing his physical profile, and it's exciting for me as someone who's still got some improving and growing to do at the position. I'm excited to get to work with, people who have these players under their resume. It makes me very excited. And I'm ready to get to work like right now. Like, but yes, I think it's a great fit, and I'm very grateful for it.
Hi there, Heidi Fang again. I just wanted to find out from you what this process has been like and the anticipation you had leading up to be drafted.
Yeah, so after the combine, you go on a lot of Zoom calls, you take your visits, you might do a private workout or something. But I did that for a while. I was working out at Iowa State, just staying in shape. But you know, it's been a blessing. It's been one of the greatest blessings of my life, and being able to play football and work with the best against the best. That's what I've always dreamed of. And I'm very grateful to be in Las Vegas, and I'm very grateful to be working with this staff and with this group of players. And I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm glad it was a little bit of a long wait, but I couldn't be more thankful to be where I'm at right now.
Darien, Levi Idris with the Raiders digital team. You were kind of talking about all of the work that you put in after the combine and those workouts, but at the combine, you had one of the more stellar performances for a corner, if not the best, showing for a corner at the combine. What was the preparation that went into that? And do you believe that that also helped you rise your draft stock to getting taken by the Raiders?
I think it absolutely helped. Obviously had a great year this past season, but when you run a 4.3 and put up some pretty good numbers at the combine, it's definitely gonna open some eyes and turn some heads. But I think that was a big part of it as well. But just the preparation was just working out down at XP in Fort Lauderdale. They got a great staff there, and I give them all the credit. Yeah, obviously I was a great athlete, but we had a plan. We started on early January, leading up until the combine, and all the training that they put me through and put all of our guys through really paid off, and I'm very grateful for it.
Hi, Darren. Harry Ruiz with the Spanish radio broadcast for the Raiders. In college, you were stellar in special teams, blocking punts, blocking field goals. Is that something that you would like to raise your hand with the special teams coordinator out here and be like, hey, man, I can make a difference on this side of the ball too?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not. I don't only want to be a defensive contributor. I want to do everything I can to help, Las Vegas be successful, and that's defense and special teams. I don't want to shy away from, running down on punt or blocking kicks and field goals. I want to be that guy still too, on top of being, a great lockdown cornerback.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Darren.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Well, this kid doesn't lack confidence, that's for sure. And honestly, as a corner, you got to be confident, man. You got to have that ultimate belief in yourself, because most of the time you're going to get beat. You know, even if the receiver doesn't get a first down or a touchdown or anything, a lot of times they're going to catch balls on you, even if you do everything right. It's just the way the rules are in the NFL and just the way things work. So you got to be able to put that out of your mind and continue to lock in on what you have to do for the very next play. A couple of things that really jumped out at me was the fact that he was so confident in his ability, but he was still very humble, and he showed a lot of humility and gratitude towards the team, the process, the people that helped him along the way, and ability, also his availability for like special teams, stuff like that. That shows me that confidence isn't cockiness. It's not arrogance. It's he knows what he brings to the table, and he's confident in what he brings to the table because he's worked so hard to get it. Very different from what we've seen with other people in the draft. I'm not going to name any names, but this is the confidence that you're looking for in a guy that has this type of traits. Another thing that we talked about a little bit earlier was the fact that he wants to play special teams. Dude's blocked 5 kicks, man. That's crazy. And with the special teams coordinators right now in the NFL, they're just looking for ways to get guys open and get guys sprung free. So this is going to be something that can really help, in field position and maybe put some points on the board here and there. So a lot of good things to be seen from Darien Porter. I really see him, talking about himself as far as wanting to be a lockdown corner, wanting to contribute right away, not really worried about a learning curve, but just going in there and wanting to learn. I really do think it's going to be something that the traits are going to match the production as far as this goes, because I don't see this coaching staff not putting everything they can into this player. And I don't see Darien Porter not putting everything out there for this coaching staff in order to get better. So A+ pick, I think, in my book. Not only was he the surprise of the combine as far as his measurables and everything, but you put on some of his tape and then you see the fact that he's only been playing corner for a couple seasons. He's doing that well. So natural athlete, natural corner, the mentality is there that we need. I think it's a great pick for us. And I think he's going to contribute heavily in year one. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free to do. And it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel, besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video. Help me, guys. Help me create this community for Raider Nation. We're all here with each other. Once we leave, it's everyone against us. And that's just how I like it, because it's Raiders versus the world. All right, guys, until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.